Okay, so what's my thoughts of the Super Bowl game, okay? I was just kidding about not watching the Super Bowl. I just wanted to spend time with family. But let me give you my 2 cents about this game, all right? And I didn't pick the Chiefs because of the animosity towards the Eagles. Let's set that shit clear. I gave you guys your props and your credit, and I said you guys were the better team and you guys deserve to be where you're at. You guys were a dominant fashion. You dominate the conference. It doesn't matter what your competition is. You guys got the fucking job done. So let's get on to the conclusion of what I'm saying about the Super Bowl matchup, all right? The reason why I picked Kansas City was because Mahomes. You can never rule out Patrick Mahomes. Down by 10 points? On a bad ankle? Is it possible that he can choke this game? Not a doubt, bro. Mahomes, when the game's on the line, bro, if I needed to rely on somebody to save me from a disaster, bro, Patrick Mahomes is the guy that will carry me to the top. That's why I said I'm picking Kansas City on that matchup. And what really stood out about the Chiefs was because their defense isn't as great, but they do enough. They make the tackles, they make the plays. It's a bend don't break defense, even though they gave up 35 total points in that game. They did enough. They made the plays, they made the tackles, they made some key plays. That fumble, the fumble with Jalen Hurts, that was a momentum type play. That was a tone setting play where it got the team where they were down by at least a touchdown or so, and they got back in the game. So that was momentum right there. And then what really stood out about the Chiefs was once they got close into this game, they just needed to run the ball. Once you play a close game with Philadelphia, you can expose their run defense. Their run defense is rank 22nd or whatever against the run. And the more you get close to that game, you're going to be able to have a chance to run the ball and be in this game. So Isaiah Pacheco was that one running back I was talking about. He averaged about 4 to 5 yards a carry. He was effective. He did the job. Travis Kelce was the X factor. Patrick Mahomes may have not put up the 300-yard type stat numbers, but he did enough to win. So he had 3 touchdown passes, and 180-something yards passing. It's not the flashiest stats in the world, but he got the job done. And then you look at how the Chiefs had finished out that game. It was about how they finished the game. They took advantage of taking a lot of clock out. So when they got the ball in the final possession, they killed the clock. And and the game's tied, 35-35. The game is tied. And you killed the clock, and you got it to the final possession of the game to where you can kneel this game and put it into the final seconds of the game to where you just rely on your kicker to win the game. And that was a brilliant. That's how they won the game, 38-35. So that's where it stood out to me. Their defense wasn't all that great, but they made the tackles. They made the plays that matter. It's a bend don't break defense. Isaiah Pacheco was a very underrated player that was under the radar and did a pretty good job. He ran the ball, like almost 80 yards rushing. Patrick Mahomes was running a little while, even on a bad ankle. The guy almost ran the ball effectively crazy on a bad ankle. That's crazy. So here's where I have to give credit where it's due to the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm not a sore loser, and I'm not a sore sport about it. I'm not going to be like most of the Niner fans that's going to fucking laugh at you and say you guys didn't deserve to be here, because honestly, you guys deserve to be here. You guys fucking dominated us. You dominate the entire conference of the NFC. You are what you are. You are the best of your conference, but you guys came to play. I got to give credit where it's due. Jalen Hurts, bro, played lights out. I said if Jalen Hurts can play a lot better than the previous games, they had a chance. It was just that fumble that killed it. It was a costly penalty here and there. But the Eagles were just a couple of less mistakes away from winning that game. And that was the difference. The Philadelphia Eagles, their defense gave up 38 points, but you have to look at it this way. The Chiefs play a shootout. The Eagles had every momentum, but a costly penalty killed it. Their special teams was terrible, but what really stood out about the Eagles was their receivers made the plays. Devontae Smith made some big catches. A.J. Brown made some spectacular plays. Dallas Goedert made some good plays. I mean, they had a really good offense. Their defense wasn't playing up to their level. And that's what happened. And that's what determined the outcome of the game. But I don't think you guys need to discredit the Eagles for what they did, bro. They played fantastic. They played phenomenal, but they came up short. They played a good football game. They just didn't get to Patrick Mahomes. They didn't sack him. They didn't do enough pressure on him. They could have made some difference. They could have made a difference on those plays, but this is why it's hard to beat Kansas City. You have to play in a shootout. You have to be very much in a 2-possession lead to keep them out of the game. Because if you have 1 possession, it doesn't matter. He can be down by a touchdown or 10 points and march down the field and make this a ball game. That's what Mahomes does best. He could be down by 10 points, bro. Bad ankle or a fucking amputated leg, bro, it don't matter. Patrick Mahomes is going to fucking march down the field and put this team, he's going to carry this team behind his back and fucking win this game. The difference between this Chiefs team is they don't need a great defense to fucking win championships. They have a fucking quarterback who can carry this team behind his back, bro. That's what a legitimate franchise quarterback does, bro. He makes everybody better around him. Like, okay, people were saying Tyreek Hill is what he is, bro. He has other guys he can make better. What's his name? Marquez Scanley, whatever his name is. He made him look decent. Juju Swister, he looked pretty solid. You look at other guys like the Darius Toney, pretty solid. I mean, they're not all big names, but he does enough. Travis Kelce's a big name tight end, of course, but you see my point. He makes everybody better, and that's what makes the difference. Jalen Hurts needed better talent, and that's what elevated him. Patrick Mahomes did whatever talent he had around him to be successful. But I think that's the difference, is he can carry the team behind his back. It doesn't matter how bad of a defense it is. He can carry a fucking defense. The Chiefs' defense is not a world-beater defense, bro. They're not great by any means, but they do enough to get the job done. They got some speed at the linebacker position. Their secondary could be a little suspect. I mean, their defensive line is underrated. I mean, Colin Sanders, Frank Clark, they're pretty solid. And you got other guys out there. I mean, they got some good role players who do the job right. I mean, Chris Jones, a very good defensive tackle, disruptive guy. Outside of Aaron Donald, this guy's a fucking beast. But I'm telling you, man, that's probably what makes the difference there, man. Is you cannot sleep on Kansas City. Their defense may not be the greatest, but they do enough to win the game. So that's my 2 cents about it. Like, I have to give credit to the Philadelphia Eagles. They were very close, but no cigar. But I'm not going to be a fucking sore sport about it. You know, you guys put on a hell of a fight, and you guys played your heart out there. So I have to give respect where it's due. So, hey, that's my thoughts, and that's all I got to say. CG Ruthless is out, and see you guys later.